The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 522 of your daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Jean-Michel Basquiat playing cards from Theory11. There. And it's a little bit of a harder name to pronounce, so I'm not sure if I'm going to say it quite correctly or not. There. But as you can see, it's in a matte finish tuck box there, in that yellow matte finish there. And it does also have some other colors on the tuck box. There's some embossed features there, like that crown there in the middle. The Basquiat crown there in the middle is embossed. You can feel the texture of it. It says playing cards at the bottom. And you can see some of the artwork all around the tuck box there. Like some of like the drawings, paintings, and stuff like that. And then it says Jean-Michel Basquiat there on the side there was more of that little drawings that kind of wrap around the tuck box. On the other side, it's more red there, and it has a little crown there with Jean-Michel Basquiat there. On the bottom, you got the Theory11 logo, the little crown logo there, and premium playing cards, Theory11. Yeah. And then on the back, the little sneak peek of that back sign, and also some more embossing. For the seal, you got a black square seal with the Jean-Michel Basquiat and a little crown logo there. Then on the top flap here, it just has that yellow that wraps around with some more little art there. Now we press down the seal, grab our handy dandy card opener. And this one seems to be a little bit more of a tougher seal. Okay, now that we got that open on the tuck flap, inner tuck flap, or the tuck flap here, you can see more of that art that kind of wraps around. Same thing for the inner tuck flaps, that outer tuck box that wraps around the cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box is fully custom there, so it is that matte white finish for the background, but then you got some more artwork and more like drawings and scribbles all the way throughout the inside of that tuck box. Pretty unique. I always love custom interiors on tuck box. That one's pretty nice. And now we'll start with the cards here. And we'll start with the back design. So here we have a mirrored back design there, and it is a borderless design, which I'm a fan of borderless designs. There, so you got that yellow circle there with the red crown there in the middle there, and then you got some like the paintings and artwork styles around there, and it is mirrored. So if you flip it over, same design in both directions there, and it is borderless. So there's more ink on it. So the more you use the cards, they could chip a little bit and start turning white on the edges. There it is a lighter color, so you won't see it as much, but it still can happen with inked decks. There, and now for the cards you get with the deck. Here we start with the first Joker, which is Joker there. Then you got some of that art style for the Joker there. You got a little character in the middle there. A little bit hard to see with all the different stuff going on. Then you got the crowns in the other corners. There. And you got another artwork style there. For the other Joker, it still says Joker with the crowns there in the corners. And you got that custom Ace of Spades here. It has a little dinosaur there with the crown above it. Pretty nice Ace of Spades there. I quite like that. And then all the other cards here have the custom suits for the spades there and the custom numbers there in the corners. And then it looks like the two of spades has a little artwork on it. There it says High Priest there. And then with a little heart. And then not like all the cards have like a little like artwork, little drawings on them or not. But like some of them do. There. As you can see, some of them have like faces, some of them have little drawings and some words. Stuff like that. And we get to the core cards, Jack, Queen, and King of Spades here. And they're highly detailed with some more of their artwork there. All different for all three core cards there. Definitely lots of detail once again. You got that custom Ace of Diamonds there, which is like a little bowl or something like that. There. And then you got the diamonds, which are the custom diamond series, more of like a square shape. There. And you got the same style with some of the cards having like some little artworks on it and some of them don't. There. And then you got the fully custom core cards once again for the diamonds here. Three more artwork styles there. And then you got the clubs here with 3 more paintings there. And artworks. And then you got the custom club design there for the suits. Then you got that custom ace of clubs here. Looks like a darker crown there. Looks like the face there. Then you got the custom hearts. Court cards for the hearts here. 3 more custom court cards there. Definitely lots of details I keep mentioning. And you got that custom heart design there. And then you got the last custom heart ace here, which is the ace of hearts. And then the last 2 cards in the deck, you got a little Basquiat, little kind of like, I guess, a little ad card here. It shows one of the paintings there in the middle. And then it just says Basquiat, Theory11 playing cards. And then it's on the back, it's the back design. And then you got another little ad card here. It says Theory11, Jean-Michel Basquiat, the world's finest playing cards. And then the Theory11's website at the bottom. These are made in the USA. So they will have that air cushion finish. So they will handle fantastic. And we'll start off with the springs. And it's a little bit of a stiffer feel to the cards. Not like a crazy stiff or anything, but there is some noticeable stiffness. So you just gotta break them in a little bit, then they should feel more like loose and stuff. But they spring pretty nicely. And then when we go to the fan the cards, since they're borderless design, they'll have a crazy looking fan design, as you can see. I love the borderless designs because they make some of the most amazing fan styles. And there's 2 different styles, so if you do like a reverse fan, which I'm not the best at, but I can still do a little bit, you get like a slightly different design, just because like the corners are different there. And it is a mirror design, so if they're shuffled up and down, they'll remain the same kind of pattern there for the back design fans. And we got the faces here, which don't really have too much of a pattern, but you can see all the numbers there. They fan super smoothly and like perfectly there. And then for the other aspects of the shoveling, they should handle just fine as well. So I'm going to say, Theory11 has, and still keeps making some fantastic decks. They keep outdoing themselves with each and every new deck that they release. And this one is fantastic there, representing one of the great artists of the world there. With some fantastic art designs here on the cards itself. There. And the more I use this deck, the more I'm actually liking it a lot. There, and they handle fantastic, which is always a good thing there. And they feel fantastic in the hand. You always gotta have a fantastic feeling deck. There, and these feel fantastic. So, there's not much more to say about that. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. This has been day 522 of your daily deck review. And this has been the Jean-Michel Basquiat playing cards from, which will never focus for some reason. We kind of do. Anyways, from Theory11. And I'm the Canadian Cook, signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.